Well, hello there, my friends. You guys know that I always adore taking a look at mods of Hearts of Iron 4. In fact, they're some of my most popular videos on my channel, and there's a reason why. Some of these mods are just unbelievable. Now, we've played Kaiserreich before. In fact, if you want to take a look at our Kaiserreich Let's Play, I suggest you jump into my Hearts of Iron 4 playlist. But this is Weltkrieg, Rise of the Kaiserreich. Now, the idea is pretty much the same as far as I know. I'm sure that you Kaiserreich fans will be able to correct me on some errors, but essentially, Germany has won World War I, and this changes a lot of different things. We still have Edward Daladier as leader of France with a democratic regime. We've got the United States of Greater Austria. So essentially, Austria-Hungary merged and created a democratic government led by a guy named Karl Renner. Very interesting stuff. I also love when these kind of mods go into great depth in creating the portraits or getting real portraits. Neville Chamberlain, a real guy. Some call him a traitor to the English because he was in favor of actually joining with Nazi Germany against the rest of the world. We've also got the Ottomans, led by, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, and the Soviet Union is led by Trotsky. Unbelievable. So Stalin is not in the picture. Trotsky has, of course, created a all-union communist party, and now, of course, Stalin is out of the picture. We still got FDR as leader of the U.S., and we've got Hirohito as leader of Japan. Now, this is sort of during the time of when World War II would be occurring. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and select a country here. I don't want to select Japan necessarily. I want to go ahead and take a look at the other possible choices, obviously. In Portugal, we've got Antonio de Oliveira Salazar in control. We've got Manuel Azana in control in Spain. In other words, this is 1936, so, this is possible. The Republicans are still in control in Spain. Quite an interesting set of situation, I should say. As you can see, the German Empire is massive, and so is the United States of Greater Austria. We've also got the Kingdom of Ukraine, led by Wilhelm Franz von Habsburg-Lothringen. We've got the Kingdom of Poland. All these other, additions, of course, that just make the mod so much cooler. We've even got Kurland, which is not in the other Kaiserreich, I believe, and just really neat, fascinating stuff. A lot of kingdoms. Frederick Karl is the leader of Finland. And I just love how this mod goes into great detail to show us what it would be like to, of course, be in this situation. We've got Greater Bulgaria, Serbia is here, Albania, and, of course, Greece, the Kingdom of Greece. Just a lot of really cool things to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and start a game, and this is just to show you guys what we have. I'm not going to actually play this unless we get a lot of likes, a lot of views on this video, and you guys want me to play Weltkrieg. But we're going to go ahead and start as the United States of Greater Austria. I want to see if the event tree is decent, if they've changed anything. I always like to see when they go into great detail too. It's been updated several times, so there's a lot of interesting stuff here, and they've definitely put a lot of research and a lot of work into this mod, which I think is awesome. So the national focus tree, as you can see here, we've got continuous focuses. Remains active until you change focus again. Naval production, of course, things like this. So very, very interesting stuff. Now, we can rehabilitate our military. We can go for economic effort. I really love it. Just look at this massive focus tree. We could even join the Comintern at some point and found a communist party in Austria. Or, of course, we could annex Montenegro and go for the total conquest of the rest of Europe, a war with Romania, subjugate Montenegro, just an amazing bevy of options. And this is just for one of the countries in the mod. So I am going to go for rehabilitate the military, of course. And just for fun, I want to go ahead and grab some of these units and create a little army here. So we're going to try to create an army, see what generals we have. And very, very cool stuff. Karl Egesser, Getzalakatos, definitely a more Hungarian name. And Vostek Lucha, very, very Hungarian. So we're going to go ahead and create an army. And another thing I'm going to do is take a look at the research slots. I'm not sure if they've done anything with the research slots, but I don't think it really makes a difference. I mean, keeping the research slots to me is okay. It's not a big deal. It does look like they may have added some new tanks like the Pierre Bushtin. So maybe they have added some new stuff here. Nonetheless, they've done an amazing job. I mean, this is definitely one of those mods that you can tell they really went to great lengths to make it a good mod. It's really that simple. I'm going to go ahead and just start the mod, see if we get any national events. One thing I could tell you is, with me playing this mod, I played it before just for fun, and there are definitely a ton of national events. A lot of these mods, they come out, no national events whatsoever, or they essentially keep the national events from the base game, and I'm not crazy about that. So here we go. They let us know about the mod. Weltkrieg, Rise of the Kaiserreich, plays in a fictional universe in which the Central Powers won World War I. Besides the game setting, there are also changes to the laws, the opportunity to create variants of infantry and artillery equipment, the unit armored car, several new releasable countries, and national focus trees for the German Empire, United States of Greater Austria, France, United Kingdom, Italy, Soviet Union, Ottoman Empire, Japan, USA, and China. So playing with any of those countries gives you a whole bevy of new national paths, which is just really great. It's like an entirely new game. If a save game breaks due to the mod being updated, you can go to the workshop page and download an older version of the mod through an external download link. This is great because you guys have no idea, or a lot of you that have been here have plenty of ideas of how many times I've started with one of these great mods and I've had to end the Let's Play because unfortunately the mod updated. And that's never fun. It's not a good thing, of course, but it is what it is. Now here, Puyi is of course still in control of China. No Chiang Kai-shek, no Mao yet. Of course, I'm not sure if they come later. They very well could. And in India is led by Subhash Chandra Bose. Just really interesting how they've gone to great extent to create these new countries. I believe at this point India was still part of the British Empire in 1936. I could be wrong. Again, I've been corrected by a lot of people, and I always appreciate the corrections because, you know, I don't know everything about history. I really don't. But I love seeing this. It's just really neat, and the mod itself plays beautifully. This is one of the few mods that I would actually consider doing a Let's Play as. Of course, you guys would have to let me know who you would want me to play as, and hopefully a country that could actually do fairly well. I'm not so sure that I would want to play this mod with Ireland, for instance, as interesting as that would be. It just wouldn't be something, and even with St. Patrick's Day happening tomorrow, it just wouldn't be something that I think I could do very well. I would probably get beaten very, very quickly. Nonetheless, amazing stuff here. Absolutely one of those mods that you could almost say is finished. We've got, of course, Benito Mussolini leading in Italy, so we could even go the fascist route and be truly the first fascist here. Now, Mussolini was one of the first fascist leaders, of course, even before Hitler, he was in power. But in this case, you could actually start with the core of fascism and see how far you can push it. I want to see if there are any factions, and it looks like the Central Powers are alone, which is interesting. Prayers questions the Treaty of Nuremberg. A few hours ago, the French government published an official statement in which the Treaty of Nuremberg gets heavily criticized. One part of the statement says the following: the Treaty of Nuremberg was the end of the Great War between France and the German Empire, brought the French economy into a disastrous situation. This is interesting because this is essentially if the Treaty of Versailles was turned around and it was actually the French that suffered because of the loss of World War I. So who knows? Maybe France will come out with a vicious fascist leader at some point, which you can lead then to attack Germany and the rest of Europe. We just don't know what could possibly happen in this mod. But I must say that it's just really interesting. I absolutely adore it. And if you guys like me to do a Let's Play on it, please let me know in the comments down below. I highly recommend, I was thinking about Weltkrieg, highly recommend you guys take a look and consider maybe getting this mod. And look at that, even Canada, completely independent here. Mexico, of course, independent, led by Lázaro Cárdenas. But this one, again, is called Weltkrieg, Rise of the Kaiserreich. Now, there's another excellent mod out there called Kaiserreich, but this one is the Rise of the Kaiserreich. I guess it's if the Kaiserreich went on a little bit longer and we get to the stage of where World War II was supposed to happen. 18 years ago today, one of the cruelest and most devastating wars in human history has ended. Like the years before, there are multiple memorial ceremonies and commemorations to remember the victims of the war and to remind the people of the horrors of the Weltkrieg. But there are also political groups to use this day their own purposes. The party leader of the French Mouvement Français, for instance, held a speech in front of party members and supporters in which he glorified the sacrifices of fallen French soldiers and denounced to the day the occupation of Paris by German soldiers. as the Day of Disgrace. The wording is very common for many political groups in the former Entente countries. So very interesting stuff, of course, and I gotta say the writing for both this and Kaiserreich is excellent. It is, of course, based on, I think a series, I'm not sure if it's a series of books or it's just a community that started this way back when the first Hearts of Iron came out, but they are just amazing writers. I haven't seen writing this good in any mod so far, and that's one thing that really draws me to it, really makes me interested in it, fascinates me about it, really, and is just an extremely cool part of the mod. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this so far, and like I said, if you want to see a Let's Play, let me know. Apparently, Venezuela is fascist at this point, so we've also got a possibility to start as Venezuela, try to drive all of South America into fascism. I also wouldn't mind fighting as probably one of my favorite governments of all time, the Spanish Republic, but I'm not sure if that's possible or if we would even manage to make much of a difference, but I just think it's really cool how far this mod goes to try and drive that balance home between all of the different powers, the way it works, etc. We can, of course, modify our government. It looks like we just have a head teacher and a proletariat. So one thing that's interesting is for each different ministry, there are a ton of different advisors. You can really make a truly independent government. Italy declared war on Ethiopia. What else is new? So we could actually get a communist revolutionary to start moving towards communism, and I just think it's amazing. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you watch this video and haven't yet subscribed to the channel. We do almost entirely strategy videos here, and that's one of the things that makes the Agrippa Maxanis channel different from a lot of others out there. So thank you for taking a look at Rise of the Weltkrieg, Weltkrieg, Rise of the Kaiserreich. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.